So today in class, we first started out by reviewing our number of valence electrons for each element based on their location of the periodic table. So you are able to look up these elements on your periodic table and automatically know their valence electron number by their group number. And remember, your group number is found at the top of your periodic table. So let me go to one real quick. And we have it all circled on some up here. So if we're in group number 1, we know that we have 1 valence electron. But if we go down here to like group 16, we know that they have 6 valence electrons. So we started out class by reviewing that. So on here, you just need to look at them and make sure you can name all of the, or we can list the valence electron numbers for each of these. Now, the one that we did have some problems with in class today is helium. So remember, helium has that special little thing about it because it does not have 8 valence electrons, even though it's in group 18. So really look close at how many valence electrons it would have, even though it's in group 18. So that's what we started out with. And after we went to our next trend that we were studying, and that's periods. So for our periods, they're going to go across on our periodic table. They are our rows. So you can see this colored periodic table up here, and we have different rows that are all going to mean that they tell us the number of shells in the electron cloud. So if you are in row number 1 or period number 1, you would have 1 shell in your electron cloud. Okay, so we're going to copy this onto page 79 where all of your other notes are. So if you need to pause this video and copy this down, that's what you need to do, especially this bolded bullet point right here. This needs to be in your notebook for sure. Then also this side-to-side arrow needs to be in your notebook for sure, so you know that periods go side to side. So you can pause this video and finish writing that and then play it once you're ready. So our little trick to remember with the way that periods go, I'm going to tell you to put your arm up in the air and write a sentence, and then put a period at the end of it. Which way did you write? You write side to side. So you are going to know that your periods always go side to side. So then next we got a new periodic table. So one of those little periodic tables, we got another one, and we colored the elements that would be in each row together. So row number 1 or period number 1 has hydrogen and helium. So we colored those two the same color, and then we listed over here on the side that it has 1 shell. So period number 1, these 2 elements have 1 shell. And then we go to period number 2 and we color all of these elements the same color, and they are going to have 2 shells in the electron cloud. So here's our example. So helium is in period number 1 right up here, has that 1 shell, that 1 circle around the nucleus. And then when we go to period number 2, lithium is found in this period number 2, so it has 2 shells, 2 circles around its nucleus, and so on. So we kept coloring all the way down until we got to period number 7 that has 7 shells in it. Now, the one thing that we need to understand is these 2 rows at the very bottom of our periodic table, they're just an extension of period 6 and period 7. This is not 2 new periods down here. They just cut these out and put them down here so that all of your periodic table could fit on 1 page. So this one is going to be the same color as what you colored your period 6. This one is going to be the same color that you colored your period 7. So make sure you label that these have 6 shells, 7 shells, and down here this also has 6 shells and 7 shells. So make sure that entire thing is labeled. Once we did this, we answered a question. So it says, which element is not found in period 2? And actually for this question, you don't even need a periodic table because we know in period number 2, we would have 2 shells or 2 circles around our nucleus. So if I look at all of my Bohr models down here, there is only 1 that does not have 2 shells, and that would be Al right here, aluminum. So your ultimate goal is to put all of these things together and be able to draw your own Bohr model. And remember, this is what a Bohr model looks like. But normally we put our protons and neutrons in the center, not just these colored spots. So your ultimate goal is to be able to draw a Bohr model of elements that would be found in period 3. So that's row 3, and then group 17. So by the end of class today, this is what students were doing, and you were able to draw a Bohr model for me and tell me what element this was, how many protons, how many neutrons, how many electrons total, and then tell me the number of shells it has based on its period, tell me the number of valence electrons based on its group. And then very, very last, this is our last trend we have to study when it comes to the periodic table. But on this very last one, this is something you learned in 6th grade. So it was a quick review for us in class today. And all we did is we got another new periodic table. So you should have 4 total now for those small periodic tables. And on this one, we just colored our metals, our metalloids, and our nonmetals. So pay really close attention to where your metals are. These are all in red on mine. My metalloids are blue, and then my nonmetals are green. And can't forget hydrogen because it's over here by itself, but this is a nonmetal also. So we just colored these in, and then we glued our two periodic tables that we colored today onto page 78. Okay, so make sure you glue these onto 78, and then you took your notes on page 79, so right next to it.